Have you ever feel like you are always on a race against yourself? What I mean by that is you are always on a race against your brain, your mind. You have something that you wanted to do. Let's say you wanted to wake up early and make breakfast for yourself, but your mind constantly tells you to not do that because it feels uncomfortable to wake up early, to get out of your warm bed. The outside is raining, it's cold outside, it's more comfortable to stay in bed. And let's face it, our brain is really strong. It's strong enough to convince us out of the stuff that we wanted to do for ourselves. And many times we fail on the stuff that we wanted to achieve, not because we are not capable of doing them, it's because we just think too much. It's simply because of that. Why this topic matters to me so much is because our brain is programmed for us to survive, not to be successful. If you think about it, our brain always wants to be comfortable, right? Because that's the basic need for survival. If we were all to live in the wild today, we wanted to stay warm, we wanted to stay full, we want food, we want shelter, we want ourselves out of the dangerous wilderness. But right now we live a pretty civilized life now. We have rules to abide with. We have goals that we wanted to achieve. We have new skills that we want to develop. And many times working towards those goals is against to what our brain is built off. Our brain wants us to survive, and that many times means watch TV and be relaxed and have some sweets because it makes you feel good. But in reality, if we wanted to achieve something that's great in life, it comes at a price, and that price is the process. The process is not going to be easy. The process is going to be hard many times. And if we want to achieve some greatness in life, I feel like we will have to be our brain at some point because, like I said, our brain is built for survival, not to be successful. And if we wanted to achieve something that's great in life, we would have to be our brain for that. We have to brainwash our brain to stop talking us out of our personal choices, to stop talking us out of our personal goals, to be comfortable. If being comfortable is your personal goal though, so be it. I'm really happy for you. It's good, it's great. It's just different personal choices, right? But if you want to choose to be successful, if you want to choose to break out of the habit of being yourself, you're gonna have to make changes, and it's going to feel painful for your brain, but it's necessary for you to beat your brain to become someone else, to become a new version of yourself. So in today's video, let's talk about how to get out of your mind, how to beat your brain to live to your max potential. Let's talk a little bit about the overthinking trap. What I mean by that is, have you ever tried to set an alarm that's like way earlier than you would usually wake up, thinking that you would be able to wake up early, crush some of your personal goals, and crush your day? And when that moment happens, when your alarm sets off and it rings, for me at least, a lot of times I would hit the snooze button, fall back to sleep for like another 20-30 minutes, sometimes even an hour, totally miss the opportunity for me to make a healthy breakfast, and I feel horrible after that entire thing that happened. But the reason why I fell back to sleep a lot of the times was because I could not beat the speed of my brain. Whenever my alarm goes off, I think within a few seconds, my brain starts to tell me, hey, I am not feeling comfortable. This is not okay. I want to sleep. You are tired. You are not rested. You have to go back to sleep right now for you to survive. Literally, that's what my brain tells me. And it's so powerful that I get affected and I fall back to sleep. I still struggle with that. I am not perfect. Even though I make motivational content on my channel, I am not anything close to a perfect human. I sometimes still struggle with that thought, and I still sometimes fall back to sleep. But what I'm trying to talk about here is overthinking leads to no action. And what I want to encourage all of us to start doing is whenever that alarm sets off, wake up and not fall back to sleep. A couple of tips and tricks I have for you is, if the weather is cold like it is right now in LA, have the temperature up a little bit so that your room is warm, so there's not too much of a temperature difference between your bed and then your room, because it's harder for you to get out of bed if it's like way too cold out there. And then also set your alarm somewhere that's really far, maybe like in your restroom or somewhere that's like in the living room. I sometimes picture of this product where it's like a lockbox and you lock your phone in there, and every morning like your alarm goes off and you have to play this like puzzle or something to unlock the box, and in order to take your phone out and shut your alarm. And by the end of that puzzle, you are already awake. If you have a product that you think falls into that category, let me know, because I would love to try that. But thinking too much leads to no action. So take the morning example. Before your brain even tries to convince you out of the idea of waking up early, beat that and set up your environment so that it's less likely for you to follow what your brain is telling you. You you would be able to beat your brain and act before it talks you out of it. And why do we even overthink, right? Why does the overthinking trap even exist? What is the reason why we overthink? So 3 things: fear of failing, wanting perfect clarity, and then also worrying about other people's opinions. Fail of failure. As people who are living life, there is no way we can avoid failure. And I don't know about you, but the biggest life lessons I've gained ever throughout my life so far has been from failures or struggles or hardships. It is during those times that I've learned the most valuable life lessons. So whenever you're going through a hardship, let's say if you are going through a hardship right now, try to think about the life lessons that it'll teach you once you get out of it. And you might tell me, hey, Michelle, like I feel like I would never get out of this situation and things like that. Try not to be as negative. Try not to fall into that negative mindset. Try to be more optimistic. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's this saying in Chinese called 物极必反. It means that like if something goes to an extreme, whether it's good or it's bad, it's going to start going to the opposite direction, because there is no way that situation is going to get worse or better. Let's say I spend all my money and what I have in my pocket is $0. I still have a job, so I am going to get my paycheck next week, and what I have right now of $0 is going to become more than that. I can't have negative dollars, if that makes sense. And the maximum amount I can make, let's say from my paycheck, is this amount. I can't go over that. And by spending my money, I bounce back to the opposite direction. So think about this. If you are in a life situation where you just hate it and you think nothing can be worse, it is the moment where you should realize that it's going to go back up to the opposite direction. And same with like a good situation. Don't take a good situation, don't take a good event opportunity for granted, because it's going to go like that. And this is what life is. Going up and down, bouncing back and forth. This is what life is, and this is what makes life interesting, right? Because we are all gonna go through highs and lows, and it is during those lows we appreciate the highs, and it's during those highs we appreciate the highs even more, because we know that we've been through some lows in the past. So don't be afraid of failing, because failing can teach you a lot of life lessons. Failures can make you stronger. Also, I want to encourage you to beat this notion of wanting perfect clarity. There is no such thing as perfect clarity. There is no perfect time. Time is now. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until like you're old and you have less energy than what you have right now and you feel regret of not starting something sooner. There is no perfect time, and perfect time is now. I don't want you to worry about other people's opinions of you too, because at the end of the day, you are living your own life and nobody else knows you better than you know yourself. So take other people's advice if you think those advice applies to you and it's helpful, but don't let other people's opinions get too much into your head to the point where you kind of lose your identity at that point. So live true to who you are, build your own identity, take people's opinions as a grain of salt, don't take everything in, and believe in your own beliefs. We should all call overthinking our biggest enemy. Overthinking is the biggest problem. And a lot of the times, I've listened to a lot of podcasts, I've read a lot of books about people who are very successful in their life, sharing about their journey of how they've become successful. And the biggest issue that they mention on podcasts, everywhere I listen to, everywhere I read, is the mindset problem, is the overthinking problem they have on themselves. It's usually not because they are, privileged in their own situation, or it's usually not because they are presented with opportunities and things like that that made them successful. It's usually because they believed in themselves and they stopped overthinking. They stopped thinking that they can't make it. They stopped thinking about, I don't have enough time, I'm too old for this. They beat themselves in terms of overthinking. And if you were able to beat yourself, beat your own brain of trying to talk you out of your personal goals and all of that, if you can beat that, that's going to put you at a position well over other people, the majority of people who think that it's embarrassing to start living your own life, it's embarrassing to start pursuing your own goals, it's embarrassing to start putting yourself out there. Because at the end of the day, people don't care about us as much as we think they do. We are all individuals trying to live our own lives, and let people around you talk however they want to, but stay true to yourself. Because overthinking, it drains too much energy, and we don't have enough time to care about that. We already don't have enough energy to have it be drained even more. And by beating your brain before it talks you out of your personal personal goals, you're gonna act, right? And then actions actually brings clarity, and you're gonna build your skills and you're gonna hone your skills to become better as you make your way towards the goal. A quick personal example here is, I waited for so long. I think I waited for like years to start posting consistently online because I was overthinking about me like being cringe online, me putting myself out there. Do I look funny? Like, am I cringe? Are my content embarrassing? Like, I had so many thoughts that I postponed posting online for a long while before I finally made the decision to actually post online pretty consistently because I just stopped caring. And I realized that the more I started posting online, the less I cared about what others think of me. And it's quite a magical feeling because now I feel like I can just make whatever content I wanted to make and I just post it out there and people don't really care, and that's fine. It helps me build my confidence. It helps me realize that a lot of the times things that you think is hard is not as hard as you think. And you might tell me that, hey Michelle, like sometimes I can't control it. My brain will take over me for a period of time and it makes me lose the opportunity to work on myself. That's totally fine too. Like I said, we are not perfect. We are humans, and it is okay if our brain overtakes us. Let's say if you got into an argument with someone and you're so mad, you're so upset that it's impossible for you to not be mad at the moment. And that's fine. I wanted to teach you a trick that might help you propel yourself outside of that mood faster. It is the 5-minute rule. So if you are in a bad headspace, give yourself 5 minutes to let all those emotions out. Like be mad, be upset, yell into a pillow. Do something that your brain wants you to do for 5 minutes. Set a timer up, be upset for 5 minutes. And after that alarm rings, after 5 minutes, think about if you continue to be mad and upset after the 5-minute time mark has passed. How is that going to benefit you? Other than like hurting your energy, taking away more of your time, you've already let your brain be upset for 5 minutes and the time to move on, because staying upset and mad after that 5-minute mark is no longer beneficial to you. It only takes away more of your energy, takes away more of your time, so don't give it that opportunity. So set a 5-minute time mark, and when the alarm rings, pull yourself out of that emotion and move on. Let's talk a little bit about building momentum. And now that's different from building motivation, because even though we need motivation to do stuff, a lot of the times motivations are not reliable. I think motivations are great for us to start doing something. I think I've gained enough motivation to start posting online, but that motivation quickly wears off. And it is through small daily actions, small daily routines, the small choices that I make every day that build up that momentum for me to continue to do what I'm doing right now. I feel like at this point, a lot of my motivations are kind of at a plateau now, and I don't currently rely on motivations to make content. Right now, I rely on the small routines, on the habits that I've built throughout this process. It is the momentum that I built throughout this process that kept me going. It is important to realize that motivations are not reliable. It is important for you to use the precious time frame you have as a motivated individual to build the skills that you wanted to build in order to build momentum. For example, I've wanted to make content for my channel, and initially it was like all motivational, like it's so fun, it's exciting for me to start filming. But after a few sessions, after a few months, I feel like I needed momentum to continue what I do. And the way I was able to keep going with filming content was because I made small daily choices and actions that built the habit. So I started small, right? Like I didn't really care about my lighting. I didn't really care about what I wanted to talk about. I didn't have like a good script or like topic that I wanted to do. I kind of just went in and filmed something. And after doing that for a couple of weeks, I started to build a little bit of a momentum there where I wanted to become better as a content creator. So I started to write scripts for my content. And then after I started incorporating scripts into bullet points into my content, I started to care more about lighting. And that has built enough momentum for me to keep going every single week, every single month. Because now it's no longer me debating between whether if I should start filming or not. It's more of me debating if I should, like what topic I should film today. It's no longer me battling with my brain about the idea if I should create content or not. I'm going to create it because I've already built the habit. It's more of if I want to make a video of this today or if I wanted to make a video of that tomorrow. So build momentum, start with small daily actions, and those are gonna build momentum for you in the long run. Trust me with that. We all love our brain. Our brains help us survive. Our brains help us think. Our brain helps us function as a human being. But at the same time, our brain can tell us to do stuff that's for survival, not for success. And sometimes our brain will tell us to do things that is comfortable at the moment, but in the long run might hinder you from achieving your personal goals. So it is important for us to recognize that and act upon it, where we beat our mind that constantly tries to talk us out of our personal goals, and take small daily actions to build momentum to achieve our personal goals. So I want to encourage you to stop overthinking. Act even before your overthinking mind taps in. Start today. Think about something that you always wanted to start, but it's that overthinking part that prevented you from doing it. I want you to leave a comment down below. Tell me something that you've always wanted to do but haven't got the chance to, solely because you were overthinking about it. I want you to take one small step today. It doesn't have to be big. Small step. It can even be you writing things down of the stuff that you wanted to do today or like tomorrow. It can be small. And I want you to take small steps every day, a little bit, one small step at a time, to move closer to your personal goal. And hopefully this video helped you gain some insight, gain some motivation to get started. If you are curious to hear me talking about how we all can live as a unique individual to stop caring about what other people think of us, click the video here. I've made a video specifically talked about how to live as an individual, tips and tricks on how to your maximum potential. I'll link it right here for you. And I make motivational content on my channel. I document my journey as an individual working a 9-to-5 plus side hustles and trying to build a habit, trying to build new skills. Consider subscribing to my channel, where I document the truth and the rawness and what it's really like to live as the best version of yourself. It's a lot of struggles, it's a lot of brutal truths, but I am here to document my life, and I invite you to grow with me. So if you are interested in content like that, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.